So you're constantly self-sabotaging, letting people down, letting yourself down, not being able to depend on yourself. Whatever it is, we're going to fix it in this video. Everything you've done, I've probably done 10 times worse, trust me. I was a prolific self-sabotager, and you could not depend on me for anything. You could not rely on me. I couldn't rely on myself. There was just no way, right? And when I began to change and I began to elevate my self-concept, I realized it came from a profound lack of self-love. It came from really not valuing myself or trusting myself. I didn't trust myself to do the things I said I was going to do. Why? Because I kept evidencing to myself that I cannot do the things that I said I was going to do. So I've put this picture on the screen, and if this picture does not describe my previous self, there's no better picture to describe me as I was. And it was essentially, shooting for the moon. I want to be on the moon. I want to do all these things. I've got these high expectations of myself. And that's coupled with not believing in myself, right? So you kind of try, but you don't think you're going to get there. You kind of try and make things happen, but slowly and quietly, so nobody sees you, because if you don't reach it, then it doesn't matter, right? You didn't fail because you didn't try. That's how I used to justify myself. And then when you are trying, but you're also procrastinating, right? You're also sabotaging. Maybe you say you're going to do something, you say you're going to meet someone, you say you're going to make this phone call, and you don't do it. You can't get out of bed. You can't stop partying. You can't stop smoking. You can't stop watching porn, whatever it is. You start self-sabotaging. Why? Because you don't believe you can achieve these big, great, lofty goals that you have. Then you start criticizing. I would start criticizing myself. I hated myself. See, you're an idiot. You can't even do this. Then you start talking to yourself like that, berating yourself, putting yourself down. And this leads to depression, anxiety, lack of focus. There's no way you can even focus on the big goals because you're not going to get it anyway, right? This is how you justify yourself. And then when you shake yourself off this and you try again, you have even less confidence. You have even less desire to get the things because you really don't believe you're going to do it. Why? Because you have all of this evidence that you've proved to yourself. You have all of this new self-concept that you've started compounding throughout the day. You're an idiot. You can't do anything. Look at you. You can't even get out of bed. Da, 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 da. And you've created this pattern of just self-hatred and self-loathing. If this is you, thumbs up this video, drop a comment below, because I feel you. I spent years in this cycle and I have finally broken it. And trust me when I say, getting out of the cycle is the best thing I ever did, because discipline is true freedom. You think that staying in bed, you think that watching Netflix whenever you want, you think that eating whatever you want is freedom? No, you're a slave. You're a complete slave. I was a complete slave to my emotions. And trust me, the discipline that I have now is completely unmatched. Why? Because I committed to it as if my life depends on it, because it literally does. So if you're not there right now, you don't feel like your life depends on it, you don't feel like you want to change that bad, then please click off this video, because it's not for you, right? You're not ready for this, and that's fine. Go back to Netflix, go back to scrolling Instagram, TikTok, being on your phone for 18 hours a day, talking to my previous self here. Go and do that, but please do not watch the rest of this video. So if you are, on the other hand, ready to change, this should be the only video that you need to see, because I was prolific. When I say, oh my God, I actually don't recognize myself, but when I say I couldn't hold down a job, couldn't hold down a friendship, a relationship, whatever, it just couldn't depend on me whatsoever, right? And when I get down to the bottom of it, it was because I didn't love myself. I didn't think I was worthy. I didn't think people were going to like me. I didn't think I was going to be successful. Had all these big ambitions, but deep down, I just felt so small and unworthy, and there's no way I'm going to achieve these things. So if you are in that situation, the first step is to be very kind and loving towards yourself, and please try and forgive yourself for the things that you've done. We're human beings, we make mistakes, it's fine. But the more that you start criticizing yourself, right, and you're going hard on yourself, it's going to be really hard to break out of this cycle, because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're self-loathing, you're evidencing, you're finding proof, and you're berating yourself in your mind. You're never going to change, right? So we cannot fight fire with fire. Whatever you've created, forget it, ignore it as much as you can, depending on the mess that you've made. Stop beating yourself up. We have to be kind and we have to be gentle. And then when you have made this decision, you have to put all the distractions to the side, right? No Facebook, no Instagram, no Netflix, no checking what your ex is doing. It doesn't matter. You have to be laser focused on your journey, on your discovery, to finding out that you can achieve things, that you can do the things you say you're going to do, that you can be dependable, that people can rely on you. It's a very beautiful journey. It's very difficult, I'm going to share with you, but that's also a limiting belief as well. Because actually, after 2 weeks of consistent work, it gets so easy, it becomes ingrained into you, and you almost don't recognize the person that you used to be. So no, it's not hard work. It's as hard or as easy as you make it. So the first thing is putting all distractions to the side, stop beating yourself up, and then recognizing what the underlying beliefs are that you're currently holding in your self-concept. What's your current self-concept? And the way to know this is by looking at your 3D, looking at your circumstances, and looking at what's going on, because that is a mirror to who you are and how you feel about yourself and what you think about yourself. But when we start looking at that and we recognize, okay, I don't feel worthy, I don't feel loved, I don't feel deserving, that's fine. You've now recognized it. Don't dwell on that. Oh my God, see, I don't feel worthy. Oh my God, see, I've got proof now. I don't feel it, so I'm not it. No, everything is malleable. We can change it today. We can change it at the drop of a hat. So instead of fighting fire with fire by trying to look at the negative, look at the self-concept, look at the circumstances, we start adding new things in, positive things in. And slowly the negative starts to dissolve. All of the bad things start to remove themselves because they cannot survive in this new environment that you're creating for it, right? So instead of fighting the negative, we start pouring in more positive, which is, I love myself. Very simple. I'm worthy, I'm deserving, I'm capable. Now, if you have been self-sabotaging for a few years and you say, I'm capable, I'm worthy, I'm dependable, I'm deserving, you're not going to feel that. Yeah, you are not going to feel that in the slightest, which is fine, right? So the only way to do this is repeat and persist with this new self-concept. So the easiest way to really start saturating your brain, sleeping with affirmations in the evening. I have a sleep meditation on my channel. I have a self-love meditation. If you have any more requests, drop a comment below. And there's loads more coming as well. But just sleeping and committing for 21 days, 30 days, really, I prefer if you do 30 days. Commit to 30 days as if your life depends on it. And play the affirmations in the evening. Wake up an hour earlier in the morning. And perhaps you have a self-love meditation, or you have some affirmations that you start looping over. You start committing to change as if your life depends on it, because it literally does. And if you were like me, I could not commit to something for 7 days. I remember looking at 7 days and thinking, oh my God, it's a mountain. How am I going to achieve this for 7 days? Because I'd start things, finish them in 3 days. Going to do yoga every day for a month. 2 hours later, I forgot that I'd started the challenge. Like, you forget, and you start telling yourself that you can't do it, and then you prove to yourself that you can't. So you have to commit as if your life depends on it. This is the most important thing. Another key thing when you are a prolific self-sabotager is keeping it simple. Now I have a very extreme morning routine. I'm not going to bore you with it because I know you have a life, but it's very extreme. And if you want a morning routine video, I will, but it's a lot. I do a lot. And that just helps me. I'm an extreme person. I'm very passionate and very intense. So I do a lot. And I'm also sleeping with affirmations on in the evening. It's just what makes me feel good. It's just what gets me through the day. It's just what helps me. It might not be the same for you, and it shouldn't be the same for you right now because you're not there. You haven't done the work yet. So keep it simple. If you can't commit to waking up an hour before, you usually do, then do 30 minutes. But you have to commit to it. And you have to do these meditations, and you have to do these affirmations, and you have to start writing out your self-concept and just start changing how you think and feel about yourself. Because when you start changing how you think and feel about yourself, your behaviors are going to change. So you're gonna put down the donut. You're gonna go to the gym more. You're gonna start making more money because you think highly of yourself. So you're just attracting things to you. You're gonna start loving yourself. So you're not gonna accept, terrible relationships or bad friendships. Things are just going to start to dissolve. Now, the cycle of when things begin to change, it's so quickly. Like when you're actually doing the work, it doesn't take months and months and months. Imagine that everything you're experiencing right now can be changed in 21 days or less. 21 days is still a self-limiting belief, right? Everything can change. So what I started to notice when I started to commit to things, the first few days you feel amazing, right? I've got this, I can do anything, I'm amazing, this is easy. Then the old limits start to creep up, right? The old voices start to come up. Do you really have this? Are you sure you've got this? You could just stay in bed, right? It starts to creep up. It starts to get louder and louder and louder in the middle of the first week or the second week, right? It's really going at you. Just stay in bed. Just eat the cookie. Just order a pizza, right? And you think, I don't need it. Shut it up, shut it up, shut it up. The second week, when you have persisted through all of that noise and all of those distractions, the 3D starts showing things to you. People might start saying you're glowing, you're beautiful. I started getting free coffee everywhere I went, or freebies. Can I do this for you? Can I help you with this? And the 3D starts reflecting back that change inside of you. In 21 days, 30 days, you don't recognize your old self. This is the power, and this is how quick things can change. I mean, it can change overnight if you want it to as well, because we are the operant power. But for me, it took 30 days or something to really commit to what it was that I was doing and change who I had been and start to like and love myself. All of these techniques are really designed to remind you that you are the operant power. I mean, you could just go and read Neville Goddard as well, and every single word that he spews out will just elevate you instantly. But you just need to remember who you are and how loved you are and how worthy you are and how deserving you are. You think that you're worthy when you think that you're deserving. You don't care how much money you're making. You don't care how many texts back you're getting. You don't care because you know that it's coming. You deserve it, so it's yours. This is the power of raising your self-concept. This is the power of not sleeping on yourself, of loving yourself. So I hope this has helped. Drop a comment down below if you have any requests. I am so proud of you for getting this far. You are worthy, you are deserving. I love you. Thank you.